I know they were testing the bows, the badasses of Wombo. I assume that stands for. Hey bunnies, welcome back to Resident Evil. This is episode 9. Today we explore some more locations, finish some puzzles we've been looking at for a while, and I rant a little bit. So yeah, please enjoy. See you soon. We're out of everything. I'm gonna go to the basement. I need to go in there, right? Is that this way? Yes. So I need to go to that thing and get more shit, because I'm pretty sure there's still some ammo. I think maybe shotgun ammo in the shed. So Wesker, I know Wesker's bad, you know? But is he good for the rest of this thing? Or does he... I know that they sent to the chief of blah blah blah. I'm wondering if he's the chief of blah 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 and he's leading Star. He led Stars here because he is the captain or whatever, right? So I assume he led them here to die. But why is he also sending us weapons? Is it maybe to help? I know they were testing the bows, the badasses of Wombo. I assume that stands for. Wait, so is it? See, that I'm pretty sure goes into the thing down below, right? I feel like it did. Is that the only thing? I think that's the item here. I don't think there's any other items. It's the same thing. Stone and metal object. Is it because it's a stone and metal object and one's just a metal object? Maybe I can put the metal object here and the stone and metal object is what we need to... Because I'm pretty sure I put that in the indentation down the bottom, right? And then I got rid of it from there. Shotgun. Health. What did he say for this? This is to help you deal with the lads. From that monster in chains that can't be hurt by guns. I'm glad that they told me I can't hurt it with guns after I try to hurt it with guns. That's useful. I think that must be there. And then if I go to the courtyard, the only thing I'm missing from the courtyard is the power to unlock the elevators. Same with residence. Residence, that's just a first aid kit. So this is, residence is done. Courtyard is done, but there might be a second floor that I haven't unlocked yet. So I need to get to here with a first aid kit, and I feel like, with the power to turn on the elevators, and I feel like the power is here, and I ran past it because I'm stupid. But also because I was getting chased and I didn't have any more bullets. And also there were spiders everywhere, and I deal with that enough at home, you know? Australia is just like that. How get down? There. Yeah, I remember. The zombies breaking down the door and removing the loading screen from that door is really cool, by the way. And I've always thought that's a great thing for people to do, because people they fake loading screens a lot of the time now in gaming, because loading screens don't need to exist for a lot of the smaller games, especially like any Resident Evil style game will have loading screens between doors, because it means that you can't see what's behind the doors if it doesn't exist, right? Like until you load it. So if they have a loading screen there, I know for a fact that there's zombies here because I ran from them. So because they fake loading screens, both dead. When you missed my bullet. Why did you look like you were running at me? Not only links from the GameCube remake that were left in for aesthetic bust because of the original series. Yes, see, like that's the thing, like because like they left them in. they can do that stuff with stuff crashing through doors and unlocking the thing. I feel like more games using Resident Evil style fixed camera aesthetic in the new, you know, thing should do that so much more often. He's gonna wake up at some point. Hang on. Didn't I come from here? Oh no, there's another door. I'm an idiot. For some reason I thought that was like a ladder. But yeah, because of that, I reckon it'd be really good to have like a Resident Evil style new game, and they have these loading screens, and you could do whatever you want to like go like to fuck with it. You could make the loading screen a game that they don't know is a game until like you're halfway through opening a door and something comes at you and you've got like a QTE or something that just fucks you around. Okay, is this it? Is my question. I don't need a red and blue. I want a red and green. Like, are these the only items that I need? Is this gonna kill me? I feel like this is gonna kill me. Yes. It didn't kill me. I don't know why I was like, oh, it looks like it's gonna kill me, and then I immediately clicked on it. So that blue's there. I'm gonna go over here and see if there's a green for me to combine before I pick up the blue. I don't think there are any enemies over here. I think I killed them all. There are bullets. Which I maybe should have combined. I can't combine these, can I? No. It says no. And so these, that's done. Okay, so I fixed the elevator. But there's a power supply in the courtyard for elevators that I haven't fixed. I'm like, yeah, I feel like there's just so much potential for like these, just for like loading screens and cutscenes to like be part of the game without telling you, because I think that'd work really well for like horror games specifically. So this just goes up to the top, yeah? Is there a need for this elevator specifically? Ooh, see like this situation, I can't move. That's a great place to put a horror element. Not even like a. It probably wouldn't be a good place for a fight. I'm here. Sounds like we're good. Wait, where did he come from? Ah, titties. Alright, I'll unlock this. I'm not unlocking this. This isn't locked in the first place. Ammo. Yes, I will. There are Magnum cartridges here. Battery, grenade. Yes. Battery need. Gun need. I don't need any of this, most of this health stuff now that we've... More titties. Damage statue of a goddess. What makes you assume she's a goddess? It's just a naked woman. Or is it like a, you know, all women are goddesses? Was that your thing? Easiest way to item box. Probably down here. I reckon the one big change they could have made is going full Doom on us. changing the door animation from the slow opening from the original game to just like shoulder barge the door. I think that would have been great because it would save time if that's not the way the loading screens are needed, and also look funny. But also they're like officers like of like, I don't know. Stars is like a special force, right? It's like FBI. Not FBI. It's the FBI is not the word I'm looking for, is it? Like SWAT, I guess, more than real regular cops. So I could see them doing that. Although maybe they're trying to be stealthy for zombie purposes, but like the zombies smell them, right? Like a bit. They'll take some risk. Yeah, so it's like a SWAT team kind of. It's not like a full-on. Like it's better than a SWAT team because they're doing more than just shooting. Yeah, it's not just like an officer thing. They're doing stuff. You know, they're not going around arresting people. They're doing stuff. I feel like picking up this battery is going to spawn some more zombies. Like, yeah, I could see them like barging in through doors, especially because the zombies are going to hear them regardless. There's no reason to stealth through. Wait, hang on, I'm this way. You're still alive. So are you. Many herbs. Good to know. Moth. So that we can't do anything to that door. That moth seems suspicious. Does anyone else think that moth seems suspicious? Why is that important? Why is it Oriental but then the Western? Wouldn't you write an Eastern style painting? Alright, so we've got a bunch of herbs to pick up, but everything else is fine. We can put the magnums back. I feel like there's something special about that statue and this statue, but I don't know what. So we'll leave that for now. I assume this elevator is just an easy way to get from the basement to the... I went the wrong way. To the second floor, yeah? Although I don't know why we would spend so much time in the basement that we would need to do that. Or is the basement... Is it the opposite? Is the basement an easy way to get to the courtyard? Yeah, I reckon. Because then we just go there and then... Wait, where are we? Where do we go? Is it there? I don't know, but I feel like that's probably where we're going. So maybe I should go through the basement. But also... I need to put my stuff away. Do I need to put my stuff... I need to put my magnum ammo away. Yeah, I'll put my ammo away. Do I have spot for blue? I might pick up that blue just to get rid of it, so I have item completion. And also, courtyard has... Hold on. What are you telling me? Seal of Raccoon City on a broken dish. Ammo. Well, we gotta remember that's there. That's the only other thing that I gotta pick up. Wait, sorry. Oh, I can't get back to the courtyard. Never mind. I went a long way for basically no reason. I've realized I can't stop playing till I find another ribbon. I think I have to go here. I know one of the elevators worked, though, so maybe this elevator worked? Nothing to click. When did you get here? There were never snakes. There were never snakes here! There were never snakes! Ah! I hope I didn't get poisoned. Actually, oh, speaking of, I was gonna say, actually, do I even have something to take care of poison? But there's a poison thing here. I killed the crows here? Yes. Did I ever go through waterfall? No. But perhaps soon? Can I just throw this battery into a sparking... Yeah, I can. Interesting. Oh, I thought there was like I thought it was going to show me something happening. I guess in? Oh, that's... Go back down. That's just right back at the start, right? It's like you had some knowledge about what you have to do. I did come here and I saw that was out of power, and so I knew that I had to put that power box in. And I saw that waterfall and I was like, that waterfall's got to be a thing. So that's where we came from, and that's the new one that goes back to the start? Is there... This is the start, right? Yeah. So what... That's an elevator. But I can't go down there. All these elevators are now active. That goes to the residence, I think. Elevator goes down, so I assume there's a basement of some kind. Hang on, I think I'm missing something. I assumed that power supply would be really important for those elevators, and all that does is take me back. But also that. There's no elevators here though, because you drop down a hole, and then that takes you... Don't get caught up, ask yourself why. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I need to go next. This is my main issue. I don't know where to go. We've been all through here. I know there's a guy in chains and he was like, oh, you can't shoot him. So I assume we have to face him more. That's all done. That's done. That's done. That's done. The waterfall is not done. How do I turn off the waterfall? By turning that off? By turning that off. We used the crank on that thing to turn off the waterfall, because I knew there was a reason we needed to use that crank again. I do love horror. There's a specific like horror game idea that I've had for years that I've just have yet to pull off. I have a prototype on my itch.io page of the game that I wanted to develop, but it's broken at the moment. It's for free. You don't pay for it, but like I think it's broken at the moment. I want to redo it. I want to make a small one with like 2D. It's early stages. I don't have any textures because I'm not an artist. It's just the base mechanics, and I think just before I updated it, I must have. There's some reason that it's not showing the boss stage every so often, but sometimes it does, which makes the game basically unplayable. But the main element is there, which is that like it's a game where the main mechanic is that the world will constantly change around you if you get too far away from it. So like Minecrafty with the mob kind of stuff, but it's a maze that you can never solve. And so if you turn back because of something chasing you, suddenly there'll be something behind you, maybe good, maybe bad. And I wanted to kind of make it a little bit... I try and make things way too save point. I try and make things way too procedurally generated whenever I do things, and I'm not I'm self-taught as far as... Well, I'm not self-taught, really. I've done 4 years of software design, but I always quit before it got to a point because a lot of reasons. But a lot of the stuff I do is self-taught stuff. And procedural generation is something that you need to spend a lot of time on that I just haven't, despite always wanting to do something with it. So there's always an issue. What's that? That seems important. Wait, hang on. Is this the mechanic? There's. I thought that was in an older game though. Isn't there a newer game? I haven't heard of Row Squad, by the way. I thought I answered that, but I think I did it in my head. Is that the boulder that Chris pushes? I've heard tell of this boulder. Sorry, my brain just scattered to 3 different dimensions there. I don't know where I was going. Wait, sorry, did I go the wrong way? I'm going back to the item box. Because I assume there's ink ribbons there. Or is that... No, yeah. The name Rose Quartz seems familiar though. I don't know why. I don't need the crank anymore, do I? Like, I can get around the spot where I need the crank, so the next time we find an item box, we can probably... There it is. There's ink ribbons, I see it. I feel like maybe I do need the crank. I've just realized that there's a pretty good chance that I need to use the crank on something waterfall-y next to the place where there is not a waterfall anymore. We're getting back into it. I feel like we've wasted a lot of ammo at the start, and now I'm finally doing something. I'm saving ammo. I've got 12 plus 5 shot. That's 17 shots. What is that? It looks like a button. No, just a texture. Oh, maybe it is a button. Hexagonal hole. The crank is a square hole. Is that to lift like a platform? I guess so. Do I have anything with a hexagonal hole in it? I know the crank is a square. That's not a hex, that's an octagon. The books aren't anything. That's a square. There must be a hexagonal crank somewhere. I know that Village, I don't know about 7, but Village had cranks everywhere, right? Bullets? Yes. The sandworm. This hole is for the sandworm. I see an item there. Is that the only other item here? Nope. Okay, we're back to the start. Is that item important to me in any way? Is it more pistol ammo, sorry? Looks like it. I could probably combine with my other pistol ammo. Yes. Why more? Will there be another item here, or have I missed an item somewhere? Oh. Well, that... I'll go back and drop some items off then. Also, horror games need more weird shit. I feel like people try and make horror games way too cool nowadays. There's some... You need to put something silly, you know? Like, there's a bunch of silly things in Resident Evil, in like every Resident Evil. And I think that's what makes it so good. It's not entirely serious. I will take the shaft. Speaking of not entirely serious, what do I do here? To do some sort of key to start the power supply, symbols are carved in its side. I feel like most of the genres of games are cookie cutters everywhere. Everything fits nice and neat with a different theme. That's true. There has to be some sort of key to start the... No, yeah, I know that. Can I not, like, lift this? This feels like something I should lift. Maybe it's a puzzle I need to do somewhere else, and I just need the shaft to do the puzzle? Maybe this is another first aid situation where I couldn't do anything with the first aid kit because I didn't realize I had to be specifically on the top instead of clicking the thing that actually opens the first aid kit. If there is something I can do with examining that, could you tell me? Because there is a few times where that mechanic has annoyed me Actually, no, only twice that is done so far. The first aid kits, I was like, I should open it here, and no. Better try new things. Yeah, and that's a Resident Evil clone, or not clone, inspired by Resident Evil game. The puppet game. What's the puppet game called? It's not Five Nights at Freddy's. It's something like... no, I'm thinking Puppet Combo, but it's not Puppet Combo. That's a game developer. It's a Resident Evil style game.
Enrico, don't come any closer, Chris.
I am zombie.
What happened? Double crosser. Enrico, wait. Enrico!
Who could double cross?
Well,
Could it be... I'm
Enrico.
honestly sad that I have seen some Resident Evil stuff, so I know who the double crosser is, but also, I feel like this is a little bit... Like, there's only 2 people in the game that we know of, which is Rebecca and the guy that keeps telling us to do weird shit and giving us bullets. Like... I feel like I would have figured that, maybe not as like a kid, but I feel like I would have figured that out pretty quick. Killed him with just 1 shot. Who could it be? Perhaps the captain who was good at shooting, and not Rebecca, who is considered pretty silly a lot of the time we've seen her. She's been like, alright at some things, but freaks out whenever a zombie comes at her. My Friendly Neighborhood is what it's called. I feel like that did a lot of cool stuff, and it was silly, but it was still scary. Yeah, Reg's also brand new. Like, I guess that actually could make her more likely to be a double crosser. Maybe people were confused because it was like, oh, she's not good at doing her stuff. She keeps asking for help. Maybe she's trying to get us away from the thing. Maybe that's the thing. Yeah, My Friendly Neighborhood. I haven't actually played it. I've seen people play it, and it did something cool with the Resident Evil genre, and it was silly, but it was still a little bit scary despite being puppet. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. I don't like his little pelvic thrust at the end there. It makes me feel things. Yeah. If you haven't played My Friendly Neighborhood and you played a bunch of Resident Evil games, it's got that door opening style. Enemies like to reload areas. Enemies that you shoot. So it's got that mechanic of enemies that you shoot don't die. That this game has, where if you shoot them and they drop and they don't despawn, they can come back. But it's every single time, and they have a item called, it's just duct tape, and you pick up duct tape, and you can use duct tape to tape up the enemies, so when they come back to life. Oh, stop that. And so you have to use that to stop them from respawning, because they will always respawn otherwise. And you use that to, like, if there's a path that you're likely to come across a lot, you like stop them. You stop them from spawning in that one area. So all the puppets have like voice lines because they're supposed to be puppets from like prime time. You know, they're Muppets basically. Like, and they all have like silly lines. And there are so many lines. Like whoever voiced the puppets, like the standard like puppet zombies essentially, really had fun with the line. They just kept going. Like if you listen to them, I think it's probably like 2 or 3 hours of lines. I'm sure that they just constantly say. I'm gonna put this back because I don't think I need this right now. I maybe should combine these things because it's getting hard to find a spot to put it. I didn't put the crank back, did I? But yeah, it's Resident Evil inspired, so it's pretty good, like that. Oh, I gotta, yeah. Should I examine this? Nothing unusual, it's just hexagonal. I feel like it'd be nice if, so like for the first aid kit, it'd be really nice if it said like, I think there's something I can click here, instead of saying there's nothing unusual about the specific place you're looking. This is a weird, this is a weird. Why does it do that? How does it do that? But yeah, I think it's quite a short game, from what I can tell. I think people finished it quite quickly, but it's pretty interesting. That's a flamethrower. Thanks for watching, bunnies. I will see you in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Check out my Twitch streams. Obviously, I'm not streaming as regularly at the moment, but we'll get back into it soon. Keep an eye on my itch.io for game releases / updates. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bunny out.